fallen short of the majority mark. It will need the help of the allies. That is very, very clear. And the most dependable allies of BJP right now are TDP, of course, Chandrababu Naidu, and JDU, that is Nitish Kumar, and who knows that they could be the kingmakers. But what we are hearing that India Alliance has also tried to reach out to them. Now we do not know how far that is correct, but there are reports that apparently India Alliance has tried to reach out to Naidu and Nitish Kumar both with an offer like a special package for Andhra Pradesh and a post of the Deputy Prime Minister for Nitish Kumar. But again, no official confirmation. But as we are speaking, the biggest story is because there were doubts whether Prime Minister Modi will reach the BJP office. But as of now, what we are seeing across the live televisions channels that Modi has reached the BJP office. He might address the party workers. But what are the biggest takeaways now? Are we returning to a coalition era? Modi, of course, will not be that powerful as he was in 2014 and 2019. So, will Modi bite the coalition bullet? That is the million dollar question. And joining me now is a group of veteran journalists who've been with us throughout this election period. Joining us is independent analyst Siddharth Sharma. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for joining. Puneet Nicholas Yadav, senior editor with the Federal, someone who's been tracking this election very, very closely. Thank you so much, Puneet. We have Girish Joshi, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you, Girish. Vivek Deshpande, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much. TK Rajlakshmi, senior deputy editor with the Frontline. Thank you, Rajlakshmi, for joining. Samir Purkaista, senior editor with the Federal, someone who closely tracks West Bengal and Northeast, and Pushparaj Deshpande, who's the author of the Bharat Jodo Yatra and someone who's worked closely with the India Alliance. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. And let me begin with Puneet. Puneet, the latest pictures, what we see on the screen, of course, is Prime Minister Narendra Modi sitting along with Rajnath Singh and JP Nadda right now addressing. Now, what are we really expecting? Everything looks like a mystery. Will Modi become the prime minister? Will Modi announce his resignation? Nobody knows of that. All sorts of rumors are doing the rounds. What are you picking up from your sources, or what can we really expect at this point of time?
Nilu, well, thank you for but I just want to make a small correction in what in how you introduced the discussion. See, as of now, as things stand right now, with the current tallies, there is no doubt that the NDA as a coalition is set to form the government. I don't think that can be denied because they've got 292. It's a slender majority, but it's a majority nonetheless. So they're well past the halfway mark as a coalition. The BJP would have, had wanted to be the single largest with an absolute majority of its own. That clearly hasn't happened. The BJP, I believe, is at 240 at the moment, well short of a simple majority of its own. So I'm told that they'll stake claim tomorrow to form the government with Modi as the prime minister, unless when he addresses party workers at the BJP headquarters in a short while from now, he kind of pulls out some surprise. But that seems to be the situation as of now. The India Alliance, no doubt, has performed very, very well, way beyond the expectations of most people. Certainly much better than what the exit polls had predicted. But it is still not within that, it still doesn't have the majority that is required. It's 40 seats short of a majority mark. And that's not a deficiency that as of now, looks like it can be filled by, just one or two parties switching allegiances from the NDA fold to the India fold. Even if, there are all kinds of rumors doing the rounds, some of them with a degree of truth behind them, of back channel talks having started, of people, from the senior leaders of the India alliance, reaching out to Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, reaching out to Mr. Nitish Kumar, even the possibility of a patch up between the factions of the Shiv Sena and the NCP and all of that happening. But then, those factions haven't really won a huge number in any case. And so all those rumors, of course, have been doing the rounds. But the fact is that, look, you're 40 seats short of the majority mark. Even if you do manage, hypothetically, even if you do manage to get Chandrababu Naidu, Nitish Kumar, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar, all of them to your side, you're still not at 270. And then you get people parties who've got maybe 1 seat, 2 seats, like that, to extend support or to join the government or extend outside support. It's not a very happy situation for any coalition. So I think, I mean, that I don't really think that there is any doubt in the fact that the BJP led NDA alliance is going to stake claim, and with Mr. Modi returning as Prime Minister. Now, what kind of power he wields as Prime Minister will, of course, be something that one needs to watch out for, because, for the lack of a better phrase, his wings have clearly been clipped. So, he's not going to come back with the same, or at least that's what one hopes, with the same arrogance, with the same dictatorial attitude, with the same behavior and SOP of riding roughshod over everybody, whether it's parliament, whether it's institutions, whether it's allies, and what have you. So but then at the same time, considering, the kind of politician that Mr. Modi is, it's also going to be very difficult for him. And as you said, to bite the coalition bullet. This is, if you actually look at his career in politics and governance, from 2000 onwards, this is the first time that Mr. Modi will have to lead a coalition in which his party doesn't have a majority of its own.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
something that
right.
is, quite outside his character to do.
Right.
So, how he does that, I
Very, very
really
true.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was, while you were speaking, Puneet, and I was just looking at the TV channels, and I was trying to read the body language of Prime Minister Modi. And I'll come to you, Siddharth, now. While he was waving hands, while he was on stage, when he was about to take his seat, the body language says that he still looks a little defiant. Now, I don't know whether to qualify it as arrogance, how to, term it, but he looks a little defiant. Now, why is, I mean, am I the only one who's reading the defiance, or you would also see it that way? I don't know how to put it. Yes, Siddharth.
Yeah, sometimes it so happens, Nilu, that when you get hit by a locomotive, it takes time to sink in, and that's what has happened with BJP essentially today, because the mandate is very clear. I
Yes,
think others need to mute. There is a lot of noise, cross noise.
yeah,
Unless others mute, I would not be. It will not be right.
yes, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, my point is very simple. What happens tomorrow? Let us get into tomorrow when we come to it. But what has happened today? The mandate very clearly states that India has preferred a lame duck prime minister. Personality cult of BJP and Modi has been thoroughly rejected, and India wants a weak personality and strong people. If some cartoonist would to draw tomorrow a cartoon of what has happened today, it will show the Prime Minister of India heavily bandaged on a stretcher, being pulled by one Mr. Nitish Kumar ward boy and being pushed by one Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. That is what has happened, and that is what India has basically preferred. What has happened is that this whole, for the last 10 years, what had happened was that this had become one nation, one mania. That was called as the Modi mania. BJP people, BJP government people also did not speak anything about BJP or the government. They were also always eulogizing Modi, Modi, and the anti BJ, the opposition also was forced to into that narrative, and they were also repeatedly saying the same thing about anti Modi, anti Modi. So basically, what had happened was India was in a mania called Modi, and that mania has today ended. Even if today you speak to Mr. Modi and say, आप बहुत बड़े हो, तो मोदी जी बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं मुझसे बड़ा चंद्रबाबू नायडू इधर है और नीतीश कुमार उधर है, पहले उनसे बात कर लीजिए. So I think what Puneet said, it will be very difficult for Mr. Modi to come out of his comfort zone, because he has not never operated in a scale where he has taken other people along. He has always ridden roughshod, and that has been his that has been his mandate also. The first time this mandate has changed. And now I'll give you an interesting aspect. BJP's vote share essentially compared to 2019 is falling. Right now it is at 36 point some percent. Last time it was more than 37%. So essentially BJP is not just losing seats, but it is losing losing popular vote also. Another thing, this mandate is a very clear mandate for federalism. Why? I'll give you some important states numbers. Uttar Pradesh, 80 seats. A regional party called Samajwadi Party is number one there. West Bengal, 42 seats. A regional party called TMC is better than is number one party there. In Bihar, JDU is number one party. In Andhra Pradesh, Telugu Desam is the number one party. In Tamil Nadu, DMK is the number one party. In Jammu Kashmir, Mizoram, Sikkim, there are 8 states, at least 8 states in India, which add up to nearly 240 seats, which is not a small number, which has clearly given a mandate. That this mandate means that regional parties are back in fray. And when I say regional parties, it means that this nation is a nation amalgamation of 140 crore people. If you go through the constitution, even the first article states that India is a union of states. It's not defined as a nation. It is defined as a union of states. So essentially what is people are saying is that we have a stake. Even if in a national government we have a stake, and for the last 10 years that stake has been uh, uh, installment by installment wise, periodically, in a very sustained manner, the stakeholders of this nation, the states, have been coming, the stake of the states have been diluted. And that is what the challenge the people of India has thrown to the BJP today. Now, Rahul Gandhi played a very nice, gave a very nice statement today. I think what he has, I listened to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said. He said that this mandate clearly states that Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah should no longer be part of any government. So that was what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said. That means that essentially he has done two things. One is that he has set the cat amongst the pigeons in the BJP. The second is that in a roundabout way, he is saying that if BJP goes ahead and chooses some other leader, Rahul Gandhi and the Team India, when I say Rahul Gandhi, Team India is okay to let this government be function, let this new dispensation of a government minus Mr. Amit Shah and minus Mr. Narendra Modi operate. If you don't let that happen, Team India is going to uh, keep biting at the heels of this new government. Now, as far as Mr. Narendra Modi is concerned, I think half an hour ago, before his what do you say, address to the party workers in the party headquarters, he has tweeted, and his tweet is very clear that he intends to form a government. I think after Rahul Gandhi saying that this mandate is against Modi and Amit Shah, Mr. Modi going on and tweeting is essentially trying to mm,
Yes,
uh,
Siddharth, while we are speaking, JP Nadda is almost like 10 minutes into his speech. And in the past 10 minutes, I've heard him repeating this sentence thrice at least, that Modi will become the prime minister. Now, I've
exactly.
just heard him for the last 10 minutes. Thrice he has mentioned this, that Modi will become the prime minister. Now, I'll come to Girish Joshi. Girish, what do you make out of this speech by Nadda? And what can we expect Modi to say? What are your thoughts? Yeah. Girish, you'll have to unmute yourself. I think you're muted. Yeah.
I can send you a caution warning as far as I have learned the system how Modi works. Modi alone with the administration with him is the most dangerous man. We have seen him in Gujarat. And Rahul Gandhi was pressing upon that they should not be there. The reason is this. But if they have decided an administration with him, he can do anything. When he landed in Gujarat, he had never been into local politics or live politics. What happens? Suddenly, the chief Sanjay Joshi vanishes. He was blackmailed, and there were some CD things coming up, and he vanished. Two powerful leaders who had ruled the state, Shankar Singh Waghela and Keshubhai Patel, they suddenly vanish. They get into some disputes internally. So that dangerous politics of putting the things into trouble, he's master in that. So again,
No,
country
so
would
are
be
you
making a mistake if he's the PM.
Girish, are you trying to say that now Modi 3.0 tenure is going to become more lethal, more dangerous? Is that what you're pointing out?
Yes, yes. Take it from me. If the administration is with him, which he normally has, and he could do anything. So whosoever joining, if they are under misconception that they will dictate terms to Modi, there is nobody who can dictate terms. You can dictate terms only if he doesn't have administration in his hand. So if Home and PMO is still with him, this is all eyewash. Nothing is going to happen. After 3 months, probably he'll be as powerful as he was before. So his way of working is totally different. The hint that Rahul Gandhi gave is that these two people should not be there. Is the reason is this: you will not be able to dictate terms, and by that, and today even if you see where is the person who can dictate the terms to administration? Even the collector level, when I personally know, we have gone to some cases where they have told MPs and MLAs, वो सब बात ठीक है लेकिन PMO से फोन आ जाएगा तो हो जाएगा. So when district levels are controlled by PMO, you don't take it so easy that somebody will come and dictate terms for supporting Modi. Even if he takes support for 7 days, 8th day the supports will be vanishing. So I don't think it's so easy. And when Nadda is speaking out that he will be the PM, be prepared for the worst.
Okay, so you're saying be prepared for the worst. Now, Pushpraj, I'll come to you now. What does Modi 3.0 now mean for India alliance? Of course, Congress has improved its tally in terms of arithmetic. The opposition looks stronger in terms of numbers. But if what Girish is saying that now he's going to be more dangerous with the administration, with the PMO, all by his side, what can the opposition do now?
Hi, Niluji. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just getting calls which are getting reflected on the phone, on the laptop. Sorry. Modi 3.0, whether we like it or not, as Punitji was saying in his earlier intervention, he is still going to be Prime Minister. Despite what I wish and hope, I still feel that the Home Minister might continue as Home Minister.
I'm just interrupting you because we are into a live program, and what pictures I see, Modi has been garlanded by Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, and JP Nadda, and now he's moving towards the platform from where he's going to address the party workers. There are Modi chants all over. That is what we can see in terms of pictures. Yes, Pushpraj, over to you. Yes.
Right. I mean, despite the Nuremberg aspect of, pre-Nuremberg, not the trials, but the earlier Nuremberg rallies version of BJP's parliamentary body. See, I think that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister will continue as before. They will stitch together a coalition. The coalition will extract expensive concessions from them, and rightfully so, because you know how they've behaved with TDP and Nitish Kumar and the JDU in the past. So those are legitimate concessions which they will have to make. But having said that, the fact of the matter is they're still in government. They've still won 2 states, Arunachal and Odisha. And like Punitji was saying, having worked so closely with the India parties, I feel that much more could have been done to halt this juggernaut. And the fact of the matter is, if you think about this, even though the narrative was captured, in many places we have not been able to muddy the BJP's or RSS's waters, something that we could have easily done, given the fact that there is clear rifts. I mean, just to give you one example, Yogi Adityanath is single-handedly responsible for the BJP dropping by 35 because they denied 35 of his candidates' tickets. The same thing happened with in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in Maharashtra, and other states as well. Now, my point is that tactically, a political party is not an NGO. A political party has to rely on every possible means to win this battle. I feel that in many instances, the Congress and the India parties were not able to do that, which is why I proposed in an article I'd written a couple of days ago, which is what Vivekji was referring to. It was not premature speculation. It is to arm ourselves for the future, even though we have managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And this election was winnable. I genuinely feel this election was winnable because the people want to vote for India. The people did want to vote for Congress. The fact of the matter is, now we have tasted blood. Victory is in hand. The next 5 years, the BJP is going to be finding it really difficult to function because of the multiple internal power struggles that they're going to face. That's one thing. And the second thing is, which talks to the postal ballots. The bureaucracy, that's what the postal ballots, I mean, I'm extrapolating from that. Many bureaucrats do vote by post, as well as the army officers vote by post. The postal ballots were overwhelming against the BJP. The bureaucracy is not going to continue to support the BJP. And if you look at the transfers and promotions that have happened in the last 5 years, Joint Secretary, Deputy Secretary rank officers have been Indian Information Officers, Indian Revenue Services, Railway Services, sorry, and Economic Service Officers. Joint Secretary and Deputy Secretary. Secretaries continue to be from the IAS. These people don't know how to run the system, which is why they are completely dependent on the Gujarat cadre, which is running the PMO and key sectors. This huge work, this huge section is suddenly going to get an overhaul. And you're going to find that many people who are now in the states are going to come back, and they're not going to be dependent on the BJP to run, on the PMO to run the show. This is going to be like UPA2 all over again. The levers of power are no longer going to be the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. And one of the concessions that I feel that the allies will draw from them is to get rid of the NSA and possibly even the Home Minister. If either of these two things happen, or if both of these things happen, he would have chopped off his left hand and his right hand in his lust for power. The minute he's done that, he's a lame duck Prime Minister. And I feel that there's going to be, now he's not going to be facing 40, 50, 60 people in opposition. There are going to be 200 plus people in the opposition. That's a different ball game altogether. Same thing in Rajya Sabha. You're going to have almost 50, 60 people in the opposition. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk. The media will have to now have to toe a neutral line. They cannot blindly support it. Some of them will continue to, like, I don't want to name channels. I don't want to be slapped with a defamation case. Some of them will have to. But the fact of the matter is, things will start recalibrating. Business houses will now start hedging their bets. That's one big change that is going to happen. The media will now start hedging its bet, start playing a fairer game. And more importantly, the bureaucracy will now start doing their constitutional duty. In the face of this, Modi, Amit Shah, the modified BJP will not be able to win a majority. But for this to happen, an urgent political and programmatic recalibration has to happen today. If you work with the 5-year plan today, starting today, you not only defeat the BJP in 29, you also wipe out the BJP's ideology for the next 15 years. That is a very real chance today. If Rahul Gandhi has exposed them successfully, you need to now replace them. This is my point I was trying to make in that article, Vivek Ji. I mean, in case.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Vivek, as Modi is speaking, he's just made his initial points where he has thanked Lord Hanuman because it happens to be a Tuesday. Says that the people have voted for BJP. These are the initial remarks which he's making. But Vivek, I'll come to you on the story of Maharashtra. Now, what does the Maharashtra story look like? Vivek, do you really see it as a big defeat of the Modi style of politics? Do you see this as a big defeat of the BJP there in Maharashtra? Yes, Vivek.
Nilu, there is one flash that Chandrababu Naidu is the king and the kingmaker. Just check out.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been there since evening. I think post 6 has been floating. Yes. Yeah. All right.
Nilu. Nilu, I think the people of Maharashtra have rejected Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah's style of politics, and I think they haven't played this kind of politics elsewhere. I mean, to that degree of deterioration, they have not played this politics in other states. Otherwise, they would have made the same fate everywhere, and this has gone particularly very badly with the people of Maharashtra because there has been a long-standing feud between, a very old memory of the feud between Gujarat and Maharashtra, and the manner in which Mr. Modi and Shah not only played a very dirty brand of politics in Maharashtra, but also tried to rob Maharashtra of its legitimate developmental share by taking away some of those very precious industries away from Maharashtra into Gujarat. So, this sentiment has also worked very well in favor of the Mahavikas Aghadi. Having said that, I think Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah's brand of politics in Maharashtra cannot be called as politics. It's not politics. It's plain mafia raj. I mean, the manner in which they have done everything, I cannot describe this as politics. This is not politics. Politics is something which Sharad Pawar has done over the years, which Vilas Rao Deshmukh had done over the years. Till such time as he was alive. So that is the kind of politics that Maharashtra was used to. But Mr. Modi and Shah came down very heavily on the local parties, on the regional parties, and they paid the price for it virtually. And Mr. Uddhav Thackeray emerged very stronger than he ever was. He proved to be the real Shiv Sena, so to speak. Now, about Mr. Modi, his brand of politics, as I said, is not the kind of politics which will take everybody on board, and he will be very, very conducive to having a good relation with everyone without playing any spoil sport with any of his accompanying parties, affiliate parties, like they've done with the Shiv Sena
Vivek, I'm just
here in
interrupting
Maharashtra. They
you.
have done,
Vivek, I'm just interrupting you there because Prime Minister has just spoken that after 1962, this is for the first time that a party has been in rule for 10 years and they've come back for the third time. This is what Prime Minister Modi said. And the moment he spoke, uh, the chants of Modi, Modi broke out. It was just to describe and give an idea
so
to the viewers watching this live discussion. Yes, Vivek, to you.
yeah, Nilu, I was going to ask you this question whether there is going to be a chant of Modi, Modi when he starts talking,
Oh, yes, it's there.
addressing
It's
his
there.
party. And
It's
since
there.
we have heard those chants, it means that nothing has changed within the BJP. I mean, we are under the impression that a section of the BJP leaders, MPs, and other leaders are actually at odds with Mr. Modi. They do not like his style of functioning and all. But I think their numbers must be very small, and most of those people perhaps owe their success to Modi, and hence they are still under Mr. Modi's awe. So that culture continues, that pandering of Modi continues in the BJP, and Mr. Modi continues to have that hubris when he says that for the third time somebody has become prime minister after 62. So the hubris continues. He is not. We are not going to see a tamer version of Mr. Modi. The only
Right.
see, as
So it means what
Puneet
Girish
rightly said.
said, what Girish said that he would
Yeah,
be more dangerous, more lethal, apparently, that seems to be true, at least for now.
I think that's a bigger possibility than Mr. Modi becoming very tame and becoming very considerate and trying to be very considerate despite not being one, just showing that he's very considerate. That possibility is not there because he is not made up like that. His mental makeup is completely of a dictator. So I don't think he can come out of it and behave differently than what we have seen him over the last so many years. So Mr. Modi, see, if there is
No,
any
but
outside
Vivek,
chance of
can I just
his
interrupt
current,
you? Vivek,
huh,
Vivek, can I just interrupt you there? Because you follow RSS closely. There were reports, and I don't know, some messages which were floating on the social media that apparently RSS wants people within the BJP to vote for the prime minister, whom they want the prime minister. What about those reports? Will we dismiss those reports, or is it a done deal that Prime Minister, Modi will become the prime minister? From the look of these pictures, it's very evident that Prime Minister will return for the third time. At least these pictures show
yes,
that.
yes,
But
I
I
think
just wanted to confirm
I
from
think
you that is there a word from the RSS that they want some kind of a voting?
yeah, I think if RSS is given any say in decision making within the BJP about who is going to be the prime minister, then I'm sure RSS will not choose Mr. Modi this time. They might choose someone like Rajnath Singh or maybe Gadkari, but preferably Rajnath Singh because Rajnath Singh does a lot of Hindutva politics, which Mr. Gadkari is not capable of doing. He is not made up for that. So maybe if left to RSS, they would choose someone else than Mr. Modi. But as the ambience in this program which is going on currently there in the BJP headquarters goes, I think if most of the BJP MPs want Mr. Modi back as Prime Minister and they are rooting for him, then I think the RSS can do nothing about it, except for the fact that the RSS might withdraw some of those representatives which they have sent to the BJP on deputation on some other missions. And I have some credible reports of that. I mean, I got to know that Mr. Bhagwat has decided to withdraw some of the top RSS people from the BJP after that statement from Mr. Nadda that they don't anymore need the RSS for the kind of success that they need to be in power. So I think RSS will withdraw its support system completely from this time onwards. How long that process will go on, how that process goes on, I don't
Right.
know. But that is what the RSS will do. That is what the RSS has done with VHP as well. I mean, they started Hindu Jagran Manch when the VHP did not follow the RSS diktat. They started Hindu Jagran Manch. So the RSS can part ways with the BJP when it wants. How they will do it is it's entirely their lookout. But Mr. Modi, if there is any outside chance of his current affiliates, his current supporting parties actually, looking at this as a historic opportunity or a golden chance to escape the clutches of Mr. Modi and join hands with India alliance. Because if Mr. Naidu knows it too well that if he continues to be in partnership with Modi, then he can meet the same fate as many others have made. So if he has this golden opportunity to actually escape Mr. Modi's clutches and join hands with India Alliance. So, India Alliance can still explore the possibility of getting some of those parties which are currently siding with Mr. Modi to come on to their side and try and explore the possibility of forming a government. That's a very distant dream, of course, as Puneet rightly pointed out. But that possibility must be explored. It must not be left to BJP to decide everything about forming government. The India Alliance must not try to sit quiet and do nothing about it. Because if they can still manage to get some of those BJP supporting parties onto their side, they will have a lot of things to cover in the next 5 years if they are able to form a government. They should not wait for another 5 years to form a government entirely on their own. So I think this attempt must be explored. This attempt must be done. It should not be left to the BJP entirely, Neelu.
Right. All right. Now let me come to Samir, and then I'll take the concluding comments from TK Rajlakshmi. Samir, what about West Bengal? West Bengal has also been one of the states which have grabbed big headlines from today's results. It's almost like a return of Mamata Banerjee again. BJP not doing well in West Bengal. What would you really say to the results?
See, West Bengal once again shows that Modi is a very poor learner. His, his knowledge of entire political science has badly failed him. Even as in 2021, he did the same mistake of taking on Mamata Banerjee head on her own turf, underestimating the huge popularity she enjoys, particularly at the rural Bengal, because of her welfare schemes like Lakshmi Vandar, then Shastra Sathi scheme, from childbirth to death. You just name it, and the TMC government has a welfare scheme for that. And that has made Mamata Banerjee extremely popular in the rural areas, particularly in the rural areas of Bengal, and BJP underestimated it to the extent that some BJP leaders during the campaign even had, even claim that if they are voted to power, they would stop the Lakshmi Vandar scheme, which has proved to be a game changer this time. Though BJP at the latter phase, learned its mistakes and tried to do some course correction. Amit Shah saying that they will in fact increase the allocation under the Lakshmi Vandar scheme, but it was too late. So clearly, the BJP did not do its homework properly. Secondly, it also depended too much on discredited turncoats from the Trinamool Congress to win win in Bengal. Now, when when you make corruption a major poll plank, and then you let the party to lead by someone called Suvendu Adhikari, who was seen taking money on camera, and he was also also one of the accused in the Sarda cheat funds case. So that discredited BJP's fight against corruption, the so-called fight against corruption. So and then and over and above, the party after the 2021 assembly elections, the BJP's organization is totally at disarray in Bengal, and by sidelining some of the old guards like Dilip Ghosh and all, who were in the BJP, who came to BJP from the RSS. The current leadership has further alienated the core support base of the BJP. This time in areas like Jungle Mahal, a tribal area, many and a stronghold of RSS, Banwasi Kalyan Ashram. There many people when we interacted with them, they said that in this election they are not taking part overwhelmingly. They prefer to wait and watch. So they did not proactively take part in the election. So that has also added to the BJP's ooze in Bengal. But having said so, the BJP is still retaining around 36% of vote share, and that that's a significant chunk of votes, and that should keep the TMC at toe. We have already seen TMC workers unleashing violence after the results were announced. So TMC should be very careful of what they do from now onward, and they should not take their victory for granted, because in 2 years, less than 2 years time, the state will go to the assembly election. So that's from Bengal. But here, Nilu, I would also like to point out the biggest message emerging from the east is actually from Manipur. There, it's a huge moral victory for the opposition. The Congress winning 2 seats there is a huge moral victory, and this victory in Manipur is a very organic and spontaneous, spontaneous this thing, spontaneous result, because the situation in the state was such that opposition could not even properly campaign there. But yet,
Right.
Congress won both the inner Manipur, Methi-dominated inner Manipur seats and tribal-dominated outer Manipur seats. So that's a huge for the opposition, and the results shows the diminishing utility of this so-called divisive politics, which we have seen across the country, and perhaps the Manipur has best exemplified that, totally
Right.
rejecting the divisive politics, and the mandate there is mandate for peace, mandate for communal harmony, and also a big rejection of the politics BJP tried to play in the state, pitting one community against another. So
But Samir, what you said, that brings me to the concluding remarks. And Rajlakshmi, I'll come to you. That what Samir was mentioning, How will things really change from here on? If what Nitish was saying, and also Vivek mentioned that he'll become more dangerous. I'm talking about Prime Minister Modi. If he becomes more lethal, if he becomes more aggressive, even if he's clutching onto his allies, so what will I mean? How are the things going to change in terms of the divisive agenda of the BJP? Is that going to change? Is the politics of hatred, will that change? Are we going to see some more liberal space for the media when it comes to the freedom of the press? What is really going to change from here on if Modi doesn't change? If he remains his original self, then what is really going to change in Modi 3.0? You'll have to unmute. Rajlakshmi, you'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do not think that that there is going to be any fundamental change in how things have been run. Things have been run. I mean, the style of functioning, I think, and the entire demeanor of functioning is, I think, going to be the same, more or less on similar grounds. As has been witnessed in the last 10 odd years. Now the thing about the RSS, etc. Of course, RSS is Modi, and the Modi is RSS. This whole symbiotic link that they share is there. Because I think without Hindutva, there is no Modi, right? So I do not think that agenda is going to be kept on the side. I mean, it is going to resurface, but in what form, I do not know. I mean, there are all, in fact, there are several other mosques, sort of waiting to be sort of liberated and be sort of designated as temples, right? So I think all those things are going to sort of come up in some form or the other. And also because see the RSS has infiltrated several institutions. It's already infiltrated several education institutions, institutions of research, institutions of higher learning, and of course, important posts as well. In all of the kinds of departments. So and that is not possible if you do not have a friendly dispensation at the center. So this this mutually beneficial and reinforcing thing will continue. I mean, I do not think that I mean, if there are tensions, yes, they'll find ways, to sort of overcome it. But because the RSS also gains from that, I mean, your school textbooks, they're a huge arena to modify minds. I mean, all these things. I mean, how else would they be able to do if they do not have their people of their ideological dispensation, in government. So again, education is going to be. I mean, if the BJP is going to form government, I mean, here I think the allies ought to think about all these things. Essentially, if I think Nitish Kumar has any so-called Samajwad bearings in him, or rather the remnants of being a socialist once upon a time, he should actually think about the consequences, and including Chandrababu Naidu. I mean, they ought to think about this. They ought to think about the long-term vision. As far as the opposition is concerned, yes, they have to sort of continue fighting, ideologically, the things that the BJP and the RSS, represent, and also they also have to ensure that this whole, inequity or inequitousness which there in Indian society today, the
Right.
wide gaps between the rich and the poor. I mean, they obviously they're an outcome of certain policies, which have been in place for the several last decades. So here, I think they have to be more aggressive on that front, and now as others have also pointed out, they will be in sufficient numbers to challenge those policies, as and when they sort of come up in the form of bills, in the form of in the fo- in the form of legislations, etc. So I think either way, I don't see fundamentally the BJP, changing its colors. I mean, it's going to sort of continue to function because I think at the end of the day, that is its USP. I just read a long message from Shehzad Poonawala, saying things like, that we have to persevere. We have made lots of gains. We have won in Orissa. We have won in Arunachal and Falana Tikana and all that. And then he also says that they are trying, to divide us. from caste lines or this line and that line. We have to unite. We all have to unite. I mean, and Hindus have to unite. So I do not think that the
Right.
discourse, the
I think
language is going to
Siddharth and
change.
Vivek both were raising their hands. Siddharth, to you
Yeah.
first, and then I'll come to Vivek, and then I'll end the program. Yes, Siddharth, quickly, a brief comment. Yes, yes, Siddharth.
Yeah, a very short intervention here. Essentially, what the Indian voter has today made BJP eat a humble pie. It has asked BJP to ensure that there is 4% reservation for Muslims, because that is what on one crutch BJP is today on Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who has declared 4% reservation for Muslims. So the Indian electorate is asking BJP to ensure to give 4% reservation to Muslims, and on the other crutch BJP is standing on Mr. Nitish Kumar, who is on record saying that he wants a caste census, which BJP essentially is against. BJP is against caste census, but the Indian electorate is asking BJP to go for a caste census. BJP is against Muslim reservation. It is asking BJP to go for Muslim reservation. So basically, so essentially, what is going to happen is that Mr. Modi will have a very tough time, and that is why Modi might have said that this is the third term an incumbent government has been re-elected, but he never said that he is going to stake claim, because he cannot say it unless he has spoken to Chandrababu Naidu or Mr. Nitish Kumar now. That is why he cannot stake claim, and as of now he has not spoken to them. Neither have they made any public statements. So that essentially that clearly says that Modi is on the back foot, and this government by the Modi 3.0 is going to get into a lot of internal contradictions, and I think
Siddharth,
that is
you
what is
said,
going to happen.
yeah, Siddharth, you were saying that Modi is on the back foot, but the body language, the kind of speech which he's making, doesn't at all show that he's on the back foot. Yes, I'll come to the concluding remarks. Vivek, you were raising your hand.
I just wanted to respond to what Rajlakshmi is saying. There's no doubt about the RSS actually favoring the BJP in any case. I mean, the RSS wants the BJP to stay in power, but this conflict is not between the RSS and the BJP. The conflict is between the RSS and Mr. Modi. We have to differentiate between the two. Mr. Modi has become so powerful. Everything, the entire power of the Sangh Parivar has got concentrated in his hands. That is something which is very detrimental to the RSS's basic principle that the organization must reign supreme. Individual cannot allow any individual to reign supreme and ride roughshod over the entire functioning of the Sangh Parivar. That is exactly what Mr. Modi has been doing, and this will not stand the RSS policies and programs in good state for a long time. The RSS mission in long time. So that is RSS's problem. It would it would not mind a milder version of Mr. Modi going ahead with the third term in Prime Minister's office, but not the same Modi which they have seen over the last 10 years. So they don't have any problem personally with Mr. Modi as far as Mr. Modi decides to behave. But they will not certainly like the same Modi to continue in power, because that hurts the RSS mission at the end of the day in the longer run. So shorter run, fine. They have implemented many main points of the RSS agenda, and they would like the Hindu Rashtra agenda to be implemented further down the line. That's fine, but not with Mr. Modi-like person at the helm.
No, no, but one
That's
quick
the only point. Yeah.
clarification, Vivek. One quick clarification from you that is it true that RSS is planning to, bring out a resolution against Modi? Now, there are
No,
tweets doing the rounds. I don't know whether it is correct or not.
no, no, no. No, the
Okay,
RSS
okay.
and BJP would not. For the first time, Mr. Nadda has said it in so many words. They never express their differences on public platforms. This has happened for the second time. First time, Mr. Sudarshan, K.S. Sudarshan was the RSS chief. He openly castigated Mr. Vajpayee and Advani in 2005 after they lost the election in 2004. They lost the election in 2004 because of the RSS, because the RSS withdrew the support system. That I know for sure. That is something which a top RSS ideologue had confided in me in those days. that they lost because they did not care for Hindutva. Mr. Modi cares for Hindutva, and yet the RSS doesn't want him because he is digging at, he is chipping away at the basic RSS premise of organization must reign supreme, and they don't want this to happen.
That maybe
All
that
right.
may be at an
Yes.
academic level, but the fact remains, Vivek, that they have implemented the RSS's agenda, in real terms. I mean, whether it's to do with the
Yes,
Muslim bashing,
I'll
whether
tell
it's
you.
to pack
Yeah,
all
yeah,
education institutions with their people, all the vice chancellors,
Can I
the new
can I
MPs in
pitch in here?
new, they're all
yeah,
their
yeah,
people,
yeah.
people of
Can I
very
can I
I'll
pitch in here?
add.
Yeah, yeah. I'll come to you, Pushkar.
That, that's
I'll come to you.
I,
I'll
I
come to you.
said I said that I said that I said that
Yeah.
he has implemented their agenda, and yet they don't see the manner in which Mr. Modi conducts himself vis-a-vis the RSS. In the last 10 years, he has not once visited the RSS headquarters, the samadhis of RSS founder Hedgewar and his successor Golwalkar. He has not once he visited Nagpur 4 times, but never did he
Okay.
go to
So,
those samadhis
Vivek,
and pay. Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing. See, if tomorrow Mr. Modi remains the prime minister and the BJP MPs, if the BJP as a party support him, they would not utter a word against Mr. Modi. They would rather welcome Mr. Modi on the face of it, superficially, if and when he becomes the prime minister third time again, they will welcome it. But they will not have the same kind of relationship with him which they had for the first 5 years,
right.
which eventually went on deteriorating further and further.
All right. All right. Now, Prime Minister Modi is also heard saying that this mandate is a victory of democracy. Yes, Pushpaj, you were raising a hand and then we'll end the program.
No, I just wanted to
Modi,
respond to this
yeah,
RSS point.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
respond to this RSS point that Rajalakshmi ji was raising. See, the thing is that understand this is not just about symbolic things about not visiting the headquarters and not paying respect to the Samadhi. It's far more substantive. You look at the organizational reshuffles that the BJP organization has had in the last 6 years. The first time they did, 543 people were changed. The second time it was 632, and the next time it was some 700 odd people. I can't remember the third number. But 3 times they changed, and you know how many RSS people were actually accommodated in the organization in these 3 reshuffles? Seven. Seven out of a total of 1,500 people. Everyone else, he's been prioritizing personal loyalty to the two of them rather than the RSS, ideological commitment or merit. That's one thing. And second thing is, RSS always asks for 6 ministries: culture, social welfare, finance, home,
education.
education, and higher
Yeah,
education.
that's very
And they
important.
and Modi and Amit Shah have always made it a point not to give these 6 portfolios to RSS men. They give it to people who are loyal to them,
Right.
not to anyone else. There are real substantive fault lines between the RSS and the BJP, which are not being exploited today. That is one part which I'm pointing out. And the fact of the matter is, with Modi as prime minister now, and with Modi continuing this dictatorial attitude that let us kind of thing, that I am the state, it is me kind of thing. The RSS is going to go hammer and tongs after them. This is a godsend for progressives to actually completely put a stop to this ideology and reverse it for the next 15, 20 years.
Right.
To do this, we need
Okay.
them to continue fighting.
Exactly,
Right. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So that
So
means
just to
that
give
the RSS want, that means that the RSS doesn't want entire power to be concentrated in Mr. Modi's hands. They want it to be distributed among different people of the RSS, different representatives of the RSS, so that it looks like an organizational event, not a personal event. That is exactly what I'm saying.
right. So just want to
No, and
update
then
the
everybody
audience.
has a hand in the pie. That's also there,
Yeah.
and they also have a share in the pie. Essentially, is that there's no great ideological,
No, it's not
disagreement.
ideological this thing. They want to have power.
So
It's not about
yeah.
ideological
So I
dissonance.
think
It's
I'm
about
sure,
power.
Absolutely,
I'm
power and
sure
money
we'll
that comes
continue.
from it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll continue to discuss this ideological battle in the coming days. But just to give an update to the viewers who are hooked on to the federal, we've been speaking for last 1 hour, some 15 minutes, and Prime Minister had started speaking about 45 minutes. His speech has ended, and the pictures what I'm seeing across the picture is he's seen walking out of the BJP office. And what towards the end he said, I think is very, very important. And that is that he has faith in NDA and BJP. So basically, now there is a re Christianing of the Modi government. He doesn't call it a Modi government, but he calls it an NDA government. That's a little change which I observed while he made his, the last comments while he was walking out. So that's one bit of change. But yes, there will be a lot of updates now in the next few hours, maybe on when the swearing in will be. Again, whether at all he will become the prime minister, at least the speech doesn't go to show that he will not, but you never know. So still, now there are lots of ifs and buts, but yes, one should be ready for Modi 3.0. I think on this note, I'll try and end the program. Thank you so much, Samir Prakash, Vivek, Pushparaj, TK Rajlakshmi, Siddharth, Puneet. Thank you so much.